I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro. Hello out there in video land, it's me again, lazy video gamer, and today I'll take my shot on a topic. Yeah, I scratched it once and now I want to go deeper in it. I saved it a long time, but I want to talk about, maybe you didn't see it clearly in the back, I want to talk about my favorites for the 32X. Many called it the mushroom shaped add-on. Yeah, why does this system becomes more hate than even the Virtua Boy, who was expensive and was in graphical way not so advanced like the 32X, and yeah, that's in my opinion this one big reason. This system becomes more hate because more people bought it back then, and they of course expected something. My story for the 32X is that I wasn't a fan when it was released, so I didn't bought it right from the start. I bought it for discount price and sold it and re-bought it to even more at discount price, cause it has some decent games on it, and I'll show you that in this episode. But as I mentioned it, and I just want to point it out, this thing in the back is a ROM who runs on the console X. It's a demo title screen for Echo the Dolphin. This game was never released, and they had high hopes for the system, and I got here still my original box for the system, and of course I'm showing that you also like others. If you take a close look at the box, you see the basic shenanigans using Afterburner, Cosmic Carnage, Star Wars, Motocross Championship, Metal Heat. Sorry, this down there is Star Wars, here is the Last Salt. A golf game, virtual racing, and in the middle, advertised on the box, Shadow of Atlantis. There were many unreleased games on the system, like Outrun, never came to existence, or even one of my favorites, Tom Cadelli, enhanced for the Mega Drive 32X, never came to existence. And if you take a look at magazines back in the day, there were so many games announced and they were cancelled on the reason the system was out, and this thing flopped. So sit back and relax and of course enjoy my favorites for the system. And of course I'm starting with Afterburner Complete. It's an amazing port, it's fantastic from the beginning to the end, with the legendary start from the warship straight into the sky, with a lot of great styling, enemies, pure action till the end. All missions are included, all little Easter eggs as well, so you will have a great time with this game. Unfortunately, the asking price is, yeah, new price when you wanna have it complete in box. When we come to good games but high prices, Knuckles Chaotix. It has a good graphic, a good gameplay, but the asking prices for this rare game are insanely high. I don't wanna say how much I paid for it, but yeah, if you find it for real cheap, you will have a good time, a great time with this game, even if you have to get used to this rubber band mechanic who was, yeah, let me say, invented for this game and scares many people away, but if you are used to it, you'll get a cool platforming game. Now Acclaim and Probe brought us a game, a conversation, a release of Mortal Kombat 2. Back in the day it was, in my opinion, the best Mortal Kombat 2 who were out there in Videoland. No loading times, cool intros, a fantastic sound. Yeah, what should I say more? One reason of the popularity of this game, the asking prices lying in the range of new price to double. The Super Nintendo version was weaker. Of course, the Mega Drive version was weaker. And in my opinion, also the Saturn. As I mentioned, this version has no loading times and it feels like the arcade game when it comes to that point of the loading times. What you get? One fight. An awesome beat 'em up. All fatalities are in, all babalities, all finishers. The next game as well from Acclaim. NBA Jam Tournament Edition is a fantastic port of the arcade game and in my opinion one of the best games for the system, cause the coolest voice samples and new added scaling of the characters brings so much more to this game as well. Now to a starting title of the 32X, the only home conversion of Star Wars Arcade. And if you like Star Wars and Star Wars Arcade, this is the game for you. It's dirty cheap, cause it's not rare. It's very common. And it makes a lot of fun. You can choose between 1 or 2 player and pilot and gun. So when you play it alone, you have to do it all by yourself. but as I said, it's a cool game for the system. And for many, it was, yeah, let me say it, the game that triggers them to buy the 32X. Now, Virtua Fighter for the 32X is an amazing port. It comes with all the fighters from the original game, no loading times, cool sound effects, and in my opinion, one of those games who keep this promise that you can play arcade games at home at a budget. And again, a starting title and also cheap and a recommendation for the system. Virtua Racing Deluxe is something you shouldn't miss. It's an enhanced version of the game. Better sound, better graphics, more race tracks, more cars, and for all those people out there who asking themselves, what if they released Daytona USA for the 32X? This is a little bit, yeah, let me say, tastemaker, cause as I mentioned, it comes with different car types now, and the stock car comes very close to, yeah, let me say, a Daytona feeling light. It brought me back then a lot of fun, and even today. Now I want to play around on the one of the two additional tracks, let me say the desert course. You have to get used by the steering of the stock car, but when that's done, when you're practicing enough, you getting better and better, and as I said, it brings you a lot of fun. Tricky curves, clever, intelligent opponents, and in this course, the legendary shortcut. So as you can see, yeah, played it a while, not, but here we are. You can choose left or right. Right is the shortcut, but you have to, yeah, practice more than I did to get the most time advance out of this shortcut. Now for this game, I'll go and take a look over the ocean. WWF WrestleMania arcade game was only released in America, and the 32X has a region code. But this game, in certain games, but this game doesn't. So if you're interested in a cool version of this game without loading times, feel free to import it, look for it, search for it, or if you're on a vacation in the States and you find a game shop who has this game, you don't make anything wrong with this very arcadey game. Now, this game was in fact the first game that I bought for the 32X. As you maybe know, I'm a big wrestling fan of the old days, as I call it. And you see in the corner right down there the Mega Drive version, and that was yeah, let me say, a problem of the 32X. They continued this thing of bringing the same game to another platform with a little bit enhancements. They did it also by the Mega CD, and yeah, that wasn't the best idea they had. So for comparison, you see you have on the upper screen on the 32X a little bit a smaller ring, so you don't get the feeling of lost. You have different character select screens. You have the same roster. What was actually funny back in WWF Raw, even on the Super Nintendo it had the same roster of characters you could play. But in this game not. But it has different character screens in the menu. It showed higher power, but it doesn't change the game so much. It wasn't a need to have this system to play this game. You could buy it on the Genesis as well and having a great time. Also, you have in the 32X better colors. Yeah, you have to decide by yourself, is it that worth or not. A little fun fact, later accidentally I asked for help in the Mega Drive version, and one of the other 10 wrestlers came to help for the other character. So it's an unfair match. In the Super Nintendo version it was always Shawn Michaels, if I remember correct. And on the 32X it was even on the package shown that there is a secret character from back in the day as well, Quan. And he always came to help your opponent out in the 32X version. But in the core, as I mentioned it's the same game, and more animations couldn't save the bad reputation of the 32X, or the value of the 32X, that much. Also, a little fun fact is that the character music only appears after the match. So that was it for this week's episode of the Lazy Video Gamer Show. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a commentary down below. It's a little bit sad. The 32X had his potential, but yeah, not often used it completely. And I'm still having a tear in my eye when as I told you, I read in a game magazine from back in the day that Tom Kidali was like Fahrenheit, or like Surgical Strike, or like Midnight Raiders announced for the system. I'm still loving this game, and I always will. And now I wish you a fantastic rest of Sunday, have a great week, and don't forget, you're all welcomed in the next level. I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro.